Hi there. Hi there. Good day, everybody. Today is Monday, the 19th of August. Sorry, just getting everything set up and hopefully broadcasting live on YouTube as well. So I was going to send this out yesterday, but I just wanted to, there's one or two things I wanted to run through, and there was quite a few questions and things coming through to everybody. So really, this is just a message to everybody that there's only 12 days left to put your name down, and that is if you want to participate in the claiming process. And this is the Dubai legal claim process that we are busy with. And this has been going on for some time. I made a commitment to the community because of what's happened, and then basically went out and said who would like to participate. I've honored my commitment to that side, and now we're going ahead. And what is great is that we have good insights from the authorities as well. Just before I go any further about any specific updates, I also wanted to give sort of my perspective and point of view on where things are. For the majority of it, I'm getting fantastic feedback. Like, really, people are very grateful to have this opportunity to at least be heard and to have a chance to get their money back. When we started this process, we said we're out for the truth. We want justice, and we want to get a chance to get our money back as well. So we've been working very closely in Dubai, and this has been 10, 11 months of consistent work. But what really concerns me is that, when we started this process, not many leaders came forward. Now I see there are some leaders now at least communicating this information out to all the people. And it's really concerned me because at the end of the day, these are people that have, but they should be obviously considering their people or their, if they're leaders, because really the people that have lost the most are those people that are really feeling the pain the most. And it's heartbreaking. I see huge things, 80,000, 3,000, 50,000, 200,000, lots and lots of money that's just gone, lost based on these programs. And I really think, one of the good things that has happened is since we've raised our awareness is that we haven't seen or heard any more programs come out. And one of the things that you might or might not know is that Sam is wanted by the SEC, that's the US Justice, and sending information through to that, through working with the FBI there. And also there's been things that have been taking place on the Australian side. So the authorities are certainly in Dubai. And if you noticed, you haven't heard from Sam Lee for some time. And the reason is because the authorities, in my opinion, are heavy in investigations. And Sam needs to answer for a lot of what has taken place. And having working with the authorities, they've reached out and said, look, can you arrange for that to be done? And this is the process that we're doing right now. There's really three approaches that we can go with this. We can go the legal route, which we can fight with Sam in the courts and just keep going. And if we need to, we are going to do that, and that we're prepared for that. Option number two is legal arbitration. In other words, it's outside, well, it's still in the court system, but you've got two parties that come to an agreement, and then that sort of moves through. So those are the two main. There's a third one that I have mentioned before, but I'm going to leave that for later. What's really sad for me is that I've picked up some messages in the groups, and some of the people are saying, oh, this is a waste of time. And then I go and look at who's actually sending, and there's been an email sending out. That particular person based in Australia was one of the big leaders and made a lot of money and very close to Sam Lee. And I don't know if they're still close to Sam Lee, but she was certainly right up there. And why would they be discouraging people to have a chance to get their money? Why? Is it they're worried about the investigation coming onto them? Are they concerned that they have to pay money back? Like for me, this issue is not with the leaders. The issue is directly with Sam and the people that have put these programs together. And that's what we're focusing on. That's where our energy and our direction is. And we're in a kind of a unique situation that Sam is in Dubai, and the Dubai courts work very differently to the Western courts. So I believe it's going to be in our advantage as well. You have other people, apparently on Boomerang, which is linked to Chavez. I've actually reached out to Chavez. I've been deciding whether or not I should communicate on that, because I wanted to get clarity around that we are all Satoshi, because a a lot of the questions were, well, when he took over, why couldn't the money have been released? And he said, well, what I understand, it was in a contract. And then the question was asked, well, if it was in a contract, how did the money go and get invested? Because surely you had to have control of the funds for it to be invested. So at the time when he took over from Sam, why did he not just return the money to the people, for those people that wanted the money? And I'm not against Chavez, and maybe, Chavez has got some really great ideas, but at the end of the day, people are entitled to know what's going on, and it's their money and their loss that they're sitting with at the moment. So there's a lot of people that are saying, do this, do that, or don't do this. All I'm saying from my perspective, the choice is yours. It is your money that got lost. Regardless of what a leader says, regardless what somebody on a YouTube says, regardless of what some other leader says, at the end of the day, it's your money that's lost. And we've been working very hard. I've made this commitment and we're putting forward. Whether you participate or not is really, how can I say, no feather, no skin off my nose. But it will be very sad if you miss out on this opportunity. And should we be successful, this is probably one of the key opportunities that you have. Because once this is closed off, please don't come running to me. I've been busy with this for a long time. I've communicated to many people about this. And $15 is not necessarily going to break the bank if you have been putting a lot of money into these programs. Remember, whether you were affected in Hyperverse or VidiLook, it doesn't matter. You're putting one declaration into the authorities, and we're working closely with that. So the choice is yours. You make the decision of what you want to do. But if it was me, I would want to have done everything I can so I can put this matter to rest. I'm sure this is still a nightmare for people, and the destruction that it's caused. If we got one hope of maybe putting this all together, and we do as a community, how is Sam going to defend that position when all the information is presented to him in Dubai? That's the question. And I do believe as a community, we stand strong together and we're well organized and we know what we want to do. Anyway, that's it from me. From our side, we're working as hard as we can. We've really made some good progress. So I just put this out here just so people that might not be aware, for the US, Sam has been identified for a 1.89 billion Ponzi scheme. It's actually more than that. Our figures show around about 6.7 billion. In Australia, Sam used to be involved in Blockchain Global. There's questions on that of a $50 million, roughly 48, 49, and you can see there fled to Dubai. So Sam has been carrying on with certain stuff. Now, Sam has maintained that he's innocent. And sure, Sam, as I said to you way back, if you're innocent, well, then let's go to the courts and let's decide. I believe that people have the choice and have the opportunity and have the right to know what the truth is. And that is what you're doing now by participating. You're exercising choice and the option to get to the truth. Because for certain, for me and all the people that I know that got affected by this, I want to get answers. And I'm sure you guys do too. So if you still want to participate, we're closing off at the end of August. I sent out an email. The link will be available to the end of August, this year, August. So please, if you are interested, talk to people that you know that was involved. Somebody's got a link. I have been communicating out on a large database. Please just reach out to each other and participate. What's it, 3 or 4 cappuccinos or 2 cappuccinos in some countries, maybe 1 in others. But really, this is a chance for you to at least have your say and get your view across and your claim to the authorities. We are finalizing on the submissions. We've had one of the things that we've changed is around the hyper claim, because we want to make sure that we can claim on the multiple accounts. So you'll be doing submissions of your own declarations. We're coordinating that whole effort, putting it into the certain databases and providing that to the authorities, plus the proof that you're going to have with that. And we would like to target the week of the 28th of August to start those submissions. We might start a little earlier, but then it will literally be step-by-step guide to upload everything. We would like to be able to try and do that within sort of a 10-day period, 11-day period. But the cutoff date will be the 15th of September. So if you want to participate, you have until the end of August to enter your details to say, yes, I want to lay I want to try and claim my money, or I want to have my say, send it through and put your declaration through. And after that, I'm going to have to switch it off. I just can't keep it open. It's not fair to those people that have participated. So this is what the form will look like. I just did a test before I sent it out. We've had almost 1,000 people as of yesterday and today. So this is what the form says to buy like legal case, and it just gives you some basic. Now we're only looking for 4 things here. It would be your name, surname, email address, and country. That's it. All the other information will be done when you do your declaration. There has also been a request for bulk payments. So this is something which I've seen is very nice from certain people. They've been concerned, or maybe they had made money in these programs and the other people had lost money. So these people are at least standing up and saying, look, if we've got a chance to get our money back or help these people get the money, I'm jumping in. So if you are going to do what we call bulk payments, please, the email address at the bottom, take a screenshot, ask roryc@gmail.com or roryconnick@gmail. All I need, in whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or you can list it out, is the name, surname, email, and country. And when I say unique email, please make it the person's email address. In other words, the person that is actually going to be doing the claim. So if you, let's say John, and your email is john@eft.com, okay? If you put john@eft.com for all the different emails in the invoicing system, it's not a unique email address. So try and make sure that those emails are unique, linked to the people that are busy with the claims. So we will make sure that those invoices are then sent out, and then there'll be a receipt. So how it works essentially is we're sending out invoices. You pay on that invoice. We then issue you a receipt. That receipt will equal a claim reference number, and that is what we're working with to link through with the Dubai authorities. So those are the steps that we're following at the moment. There are people that have already paid. I'm about halfway through sending everybody their stuff. So please, another day or two. I didn't anticipate the influx of queries that we've been getting, which is great because people want to participate. But we've been responding to so many different areas that it took a little bit longer. But now we're on top of that. And as you can see, I've opened it up and put a link out so we can control that flow a lot better than just emails coming through. PayPal, when I last reported on it on Sunday, it's still offline at the moment, probably another week. It's what's taking place here on the PayPal payment system is that it used to be on my private name, and I upgraded it to the business name. So they're just doing the basic business verification. I think that's something else I want to mention. You know, I'm being as transparent as I can. I'm telling where the breakdown is, how it's going to work, and running this through a PTY Limited as well. I'm making sure that we can collectively do our best job on this. And why? Because I made a commitment, and I'm tired of people getting hurt out there. It's time now for us to get some justice or to get some understanding that we prevent this from happening again. I've created information groups. There's the WhatsApp, there's Telegram. I sent out emails. So the groups have been shared. So please, another one is if you are watching this on a YouTube channel, just subscribe to my YouTube. I find it's the best way to get information out is through the YouTube, and then I post it on these groups as well. So if you don't mind subscribing, when we finish with all of this, then you can just unsubscribe. What are the programs that we're looking at? That is the Hyper One, Hyper Community, Hyper Capital, Hyper Global, Hyper Fund, all those variations. Hypernation. Apparently on TikTok, Hypernation 8 is now launching out there. So this is more just confusion and nonsense, and we got to get direct to the real answers now. Stable DAO, this was Sam's big project, and he had inside the Stable DAO there was a thing called Stable Opinion, where people could do researches or programs, and then they would get paid. It started, it ended, it failed. VideoLook, beta and live, we know the story around that. Lots of promises. Then we had Stepstar, that was linked to VideoLook. Again, this was all linked to what Sam was up to. Then you have We Are All Satoshi. For those that remember We Are All Satoshi, this was very much a Sam-driven project, and with Chavez in the background, who provided the platform. Now, Sam also launched a thing called a Prestige Pass, and there's people that paid hundreds of thousands, 10, 20, 50, 25,000 or so to these programs. And Sam was supposed to have a written undertaking and a letter saying that he would guarantee that money. He just hasn't supplied that to people. So it's very important. If you are one of those people, there's going to be a specific section for that. Please, you be silly not to participate. Then Chavez came in to save the day. And now this is where we are. Chavez has taken over. We are all Satoshi. He's also launched a program with Boomerang. I asked Chavez on specific information. He said I must just attend the meetings to get updated. He didn't really answer the questions of what I was asking, but maybe we need to take a poll, or we can do a little survey with those people that are involved and see where we really stand. My understanding is that they haven't fulfilled at this point in time, but I don't watch that every day, so I can't really comment. Then you got VAV, Vend, and HyperBC. So HyperBC, what is HyperBC? HyperBC is an exchange where, like Binance, and it's also got cards linked to it as part of the Hypertech group. Now, there's people that have money in assets sitting on the group, and they've verified the IDs and have tempted, but they just can't get their money out. And we're not talking $5,000 or $20,000. We're talking substantial amounts of money. So if you're one of those people, we have been reached out, and we're including that with the authorities as well to make sure that this can be investigated. Well, it is already been investigated, but let's just make sure nothing is left off the table. So what can you do to prepare for this? So right now, what I do is reach out with each other. You need to look at what proof you've got. So form your own support groups. Even if it's for a temporary, I'm one person, I'm literally not going to be able to answer all your questions, and also in multi different languages. I need you to support each other, even if it's just for the declaration and submission process. So what do you need to look out for? What is going to be acceptable to submit to the authorities? So firstly will be the screenshots that you took before some of these programs, shut down or moved over. The other one will be emails. Go and look at your emails. You've got purchase records and deposit records linked to specific emails. Get those into a specific folder. Go through those. That is part of your proof of what you got. And then if you've got Hyper multiple accounts, you're going to be able to submit on those ones as well, because originally we were allowed to have multiple accounts. And then proof of payments and deposits as reference. You may have paid out of let's say, a Binance or another wallet into Hyper, and you have proof of that happening, and then you can link that to your purchases. So those are the type of proof that we're looking for. Videos will not be allowed because it's just too much data, and no one's going to watch 10 minutes or 3 minutes. We want succinct and summarized information so that it can be very quickly understood by the audit and the authorities on that side. So that's it from me. I think that I'm going to close off on that. I hope everybody is well, and I'm looking forward to getting these all through to the authorities now. Please, I'm appealing to you, and I can see it happening. I can see this happening where people are going to come running too late, and then I'm just going to have to say no. Please make sure that even if you just put your name in, if you decide not to get involved or not to participate or pay the deposit, that's fine. I've got no problem with it. Just please get your name down so at least we know that you're there, and then you can make a decision to pay if you want to. That's up to you. But literally, the paid invoice is going to get a claim reference. And we just want to make sure that everybody's got a reasonable chance of doing what they need to do. So that's it from me. I'm going to be focusing in the next 2 days to make sure that I have made sure anybody that has paid previously, that remaining half that I spoke about, I want to make sure they get all their receipts as well, and making sure anybody else that wants to get involved, and then the final sign off with on the declaration that we want to keep it very simple, very succinct, so we can get it through. Anyways, have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much for taking